Hello, YouTube. How are you? My name is Mike. Thanks for joining me today as I discuss with you how MSTY, and NVDY are doing NVDY. I'm also going to do a deep dive on how much dividend each of them have paid me so far and how long they've been with me so far. What is my total cost on these two? And yeah, how much I've taken in so far. So stay tuned for that. That'll be after we talk about how MSTY and NVDY are doing throughout the week here. I think I'll start with MSTY. This is the big one. The big hot topic right now is MSTY. It had an incredible week last week. Same with Mr. MicroStrategy's, its underlying stock. Mr. skyrocketed last week and MSTY followed suit. A lot of us were very excited about that. And so today, let's take a look to see how they're doing, not just with stock price, but with the calls, the weekly calls, as well as the synthetic here, which closes on November the 15th. So let's go ahead and dive into that. Before I do, as I bring my face down here, I just wanted to say thanks so much for those that subscribed on the last video. Really appreciate you. I got my weekly stats. I had 205 video shares last week. That's incredible. I was not expecting that. So thank you for sharing my content with people you think could benefit and value this type of video. So much appreciated for sure. So here is Mr. and MSTY. This is the Yieldmax website. I'm going to link this website to the description below, as well as the first comment. Today in the first comment, I want to put in the Yieldmax website. I'm going to put in my Questrade referral code. If you're from Canada, you're looking for a new brokerage, Questrade's available. You and I both get $50 if you were to use my referral code. And then I'm also going to put in a passive link here, and I'm going to talk about passive coming up. This is where I see all of my dividends, how much I've been paid, when I got paid, and it gives me a lifetime history of how much I got paid each month. So really, really good. I'm going to put that in the link here as well, or that link in that pinned comment. Passive, if you're a Questrade holder, is free. You get the what is it called, the premium version for free, which is pretty awesome. And that premium version costs $99 a year, but it does provide some pretty cool information. So I'll show that to you too, just so you can see. And I know everybody likes transparency, so that will kind of help open that up a little bit, even though I did reveal my profile a couple videos ago. So I'm looking here at Yieldmax's website. MSTY here, lots of cash, 616 mil in cash. We also have ourselves a synthetic option. So this synthetic option sitting right here, I'll put an arrow next to it, is $195 closing on November the 15th. So looking pretty good. Let's go take a look at the Mr. stock today. Today it is at $200. It's down not even a percent right now, but down, it's at $200. So anytime that it's over the synthetic option here of 195, that's good news for us and the money that we make. How do I know this is a synthetic? Well, there's going to be two of them, right? So there's going to be one without a minus sign up top here, and then a put down below with the minus sign down below. Same amount of shares, same dollar amount. Yeah, same dollar amount, give or take a penny or two there. So that's going to be your synthetic option. Next thing we're looking at, just some United States Treasuries. I mentioned yesterday in my PLTY video that that did earn us more money in the past, and the reason for that was because of the higher interest rates that were out there. As the interest rates lower, it makes us a little bit less money. But yeah, it's good to know, I guess, right? So it looks like we have two calls out there, and one of those credit spreads. So let's talk about the two calls first. So they're down below here. We have a $225 call that's expiring this Friday. So just today's Tuesday, right? All day. Yeah, Canadian Thanksgiving throwing me for a loop. And another one for 210. So the goal for the weekly call here is for Mr. to not go above $210. And if that happens, then we just make pure straight cash profits. minus any fees that they had to pay, but really good profit right there. That's for sure. So again, 210 right now. Mr. Stock's at 200. We have well, today it's 230 right now. I'm on my break, so I'm making this video quick for you guys. But 2 hours left in the day, hour and a half left in the day, and so the goal is for that to stay under 200 by Friday. We also have that credit spread up here. You can see that it's a credit spread by there's no minus sign next to it, and that's just kind of how I see it. And so there's a credit spread all the way up to 245, there to protect this Mr. or Misty position. If Mr. skyrocketed, then that 245 would get triggered. We would make money if it got up around that 245 region, but it's there as a protector for the upside. Now, if we rewind 3 months, it wasn't there, and everybody complained, right, that we didn't capture a lot of the upside whenever these underlying stocks took off. So NVIDIA is a prime example of that, and then Mister as well. So that's there to protect us, to help us with the upside if there is a major upside. And let's be fair here. This Mr. Stock over the last 5 days had a 5% raise. Over the last month here, 48% climb, which is pretty amazing. In 1 month, 48%. That's definitely amazing. So we're looking pretty good here on the Mr. Misty side of things. I'm pretty happy with that. We'll stay tuned to that later on in the week. I'll make another video on Friday to kind of see how we're doing, but so far so good with that. Let's take a look at, let's one last thing here. Misty stock in the last day here, just today, down 0.52%. The last 5 days up 4.59%. Some of those gains were kind of eliminated yesterday. The stock price came down. And I know I bought, how many shares yesterday? 9 shares from my NVDY dividend. So I bought 9 shares. You guys might not like this. What I'm about to say. So buckle up. I'm okay if this price goes down. In fact, I prefer it to go down because I'm still in building mode over here. I want to get to 300 shares of Misty, but I'm at 155, maybe 156 right now. So if this price came down more, that would make my life easier. It would lower my dollar cost average. So I think my dollar cost average right now is right around $26.20. So I'm still making money on the appreciation of that stock or that ETF, but I think I'd be happy if it went down a little bit so I can buy more, right? I'm halfway to my goal. Let's get there at a cheaper dollar amount. That's how I feel about that. All right, let's move on to the next one here, NVIDY. And let's just switch it up top here. And I took a look at, just so we know, later on in the video, I'm going to go over total dollar amount that I received and how much dividend I've received, total, all of that stuff. I took the numbers from here as well and put them into that Excel file. I'll show that to you in just a moment here, okay? Let's go up to the top. Let's switch that over to NVIDY. And let's take a look to see how NVIDY is doing this week. You can see it just recently paid out $1.09. How do you feel about that? Not as good as previous months, as you can see here. One of the weakest ones since all the way January. That's the weakest one since January. But yeah, I wonder if we're going to see a trend here of lower dividends from NVIDY as the winter months come up. I wonder if that's going to be a trend or not. We'll see. So NVIDY here doing all right this week. I'll scroll all the way down. So a lot of United States Treasury stuff up top. And then November 15th, we have a synthetic option for $119. So I'll get rid of these two right here. Take a look. Right now it's at 131. So we are cooking. We're cooking. With gas right here, we're doing really well with that synthetic option. That is very impressive. So 1 month to go. Today is October 15th. And then let's take a look at the calls here. So we'll scroll down. I'll indicate with the arrow what I'm looking at over here. So we have a call here for $138. All right. Awesome. So the hope is that NVIDIA stock doesn't go over 138. So down almost 5% today. That helps that weekly out quite a bit, doesn't it? That's a big dip for NVIDY. Uh, and then we also have the credit spread right here of, let me make sure I say that correctly, 138. Yeah, October 18th this weekend. Okay, perfect. So 138. Um, cool. And then there is that credit spread of 145 right there. So it's there as security at the back door, making sure nobody gets in. And if they do, then we're gonna get paid for that entry, right? So $145 sitting there. All right, well, that's pretty simple to look at. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. That was the easiest NVIDIA review I've ever done in my life. Okay, so the goal is for it to stay under 138 by this Friday. So that is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, plus a little bit of today, an hour and 20 minutes of today. It's close. I mean, if it had a run like if it does the opposite of what it did today, then it could definitely get there. But then again, that's where that 145 credit spread kind of steps in and helps us out with the upside if that happens. Not too bad. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm very happy with the synthetic option. I think that's really awesome as well. So good stuff. I'll show you guys my passive account here. This is all of my dividends I've received over the last 1 year, stemming back to October. You can see I had Tesla, I had hyld.to, a Canadian ETF product. If you're from Canada, that is Steady Eddie right there. Just pays out a dividend every month. I think it's either 14 cents or 17 cents per share. Don't quote me on that. I'm not in it anymore. I actually stole. I sold those shares and I bought Misty with them just last month. So you'll be able to see the $16 all the way through. You can see the Tesla all the way through until about March of this year. Um, there we go. A little QQQY in there too. Just dipping my toe in. Then I dove out whenever that price went down. But yeah, there we go. NVIDIA. First one coming up here in April. Then we have May, June. NVIDIA's paying really well these months. July, amazing month, $786 in NVIDIA. August, down to 398. You can also see Misty has started to join the team here in June. There we go. 455 for NVIDIA, 163 for Misty in September, and then October so far, $387 in NVIDIA. Now, just so we are on the same page, that is all in Canadian money, and it's post-tax as well. So what I mean by that is before Questrade pays me my dividends, they remove the tax. And so for me in a tax-free savings account here in Canada, we have 15% removed before we receive our money. I'm cool with it. I love it. Can't get enough of it. Taxes are what makes the world go around. But yeah, take my money, right? So I don't have to do it later. Down below here, we're taking a look at the time frame here of that 1 year. You can see how much NVIDIA's paid me so far, 35.61 Canadian. That was since April. Got to be happy with that. Tesla paid me $2,029 this year. Misty $468. And what I've done is I've taken an Excel sheet here and I put it all together. I converted that from Canadian to US because I do trade in US funds. It's just passive there. Switched them all over to Canadian because I live in Canada. It's nice of them, isn't it? So here's what I have. I have 300 shares in NVIDIA. I don't intend to add any more. My total cost of NVIDIA, I bought high, and I'm not going to sell low. I bought around the $28 region there. So my total cost is $8,613. So far in US, everything here is in US. So far, I have earned $2,580. And the total dividend dollars given in that time frame is $12.51. So pretty good. If I had 1,000 shares from day one, I would have $12,000 sitting there in dividends, which would have been pretty incredible. But You know, it would have been $28,000 to buy that 1,000 shares when I did. Now, the price of NVIDIA has come down. Let's go take a look at it here. NVIDIA itself, 24.42 today. You know, not as dramatic as a dip as NVIDIA, so that's good to hear. But you know, if you look over the last month here, it's up. Last 6 months is down. Last year to date here, 2.40 up, and in the last year you're up as well, right? So NVIDIA just very, very steady. I do love that it's paid me $2,580 in dividends. So that money went to purchasing more NVIDIA shares to get me to the 300 share threshold. And then the rest of it is now going over to MSTY. So I just got my dividend this week on Monday from NVIDIA, and I put it straight into MSTY. I bought 9 shares of MSTY, so you can see my MSTY shares are climbing. 153 shares. Total cost so far $4,008. That will grow as soon as I get my MSTY dividend money in a couple weeks from now. I'll be buying more MSTY with it. What are we thinking for dividend, hey? What are we thinking? Are we thinking $2, $3, $4, $5, $6? Here's what I'm thinking, okay? With a small amount of guess here. I don't want to say it's educated, because I don't really feel it is necessarily too educated, but I'm just throwing a random number out here. Let's see if I'm close. $3.19 is what I'm going to say per share. And I would be very happy with that. That would bring me to that $500 Canadian threshold that I'm looking for per ETF here, or per pillar that I've talked about many times. And if you've been here, a loyal Health and Wealth subscriber, thank you very much, by the way, for doing that. You all know what I'm talking about with these pillars, right? So this is pillar 2 right here. Dividends earned so far $339 US. Nothing too crazy. When did I start here again? Let's go up. I think it's right there, June. So you can see the small amount, 25 bucks, 120 climbing, 159 and 163. So far every single month has been more than the month before, and let's just hope that trend continues with this one. I feel like it's going to be $3.19. Let's find out if I'm close or not. Just fun to throw that out there. You guys tell me what you think it's going to be, but I'm excited about that one for sure. So once I get to 300 shares, I'm going to move on to my third position. And there's so many of them that are kind of just floating around out there that I think are good options. Phoebe could be a good option. Amzy could be a good option. I do already have 1 share of Cony. I don't know about Cony. We'll find out. You know, I got probably 4 months to go here until I get the 300 shares. So we'll see what it's like 4 months from now. And then there's other ones like YMAG in the Yieldmax fund. Then we have qdte. RDTE is rocking and rolling right now. So there's so many options out there. XDTE, Nefly, NFLY. So many options out there for us to build our pillars to be able to go ahead and live off these dividends. That's the goal for me. I want to be able to support the family, support myself, and retire early. That would be great. And so I feel like these are helping me achieve that goal. And it's really fun to come on here and talk to you guys about these funds, because I know everybody that's watching this is invested in them, and you're probably going through the same thing I am. So I definitely appreciate your loyalty to this channel, as well as you hitting that like button, so that more people get to see it. And if I can go all the way back to the beginning of this video, 202 of you shared my videos over the last week, which is, I actually didn't know that was happening. So thank you very much for doing that. Stay tuned for more footage, more content. I'm talking about PLTY these days quite a bit. And let me know if there's any videos that you want me to make. Also, I do have memberships down below, and you know, just a small $1.99. I think there's a $4.99, and there's a big beast there, $29.99. I'm not sure if anybody would ever go into that one, but they all come with their own benefits. Check them out, and let me know if you want to support the channel in other ways. But you guys, it is now at the end of my break, so I'm gonna end this video. I'm gonna go edit it right after work. I'm gonna air it tonight at let's say 6:30. Okay, all right. If you're watching this right now in the live air, it's probably 6:50. So how's your night going so far? Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Health and Wealth. My name is Mike. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye for now.